Hi everyone! Today in this video I am going to show you my April garden. We had a lot of rain last night and everything is in garden is exceptionally fresh and beautiful. So come with me and let's enjoy all things plants. This is a house where we live and this is a garden where we enjoy beautiful, wonderful plants. I painted the house several years ago. Oh, look at the red cardinal. Oh, on the fence sitting. Oh, a happy boy. Hopefully he will nest in our rose bush. Last year he did a nest there and we saw, oh, he flew away. We saw him coming in and out to feed the baby chick. So we have here young maple trees growing high, creating shade, which is needed here. Our front flower border has a lot of interesting things here, but the majority, the biggest presence is hydrangea bushes. I will just scroll slowly. Now let's go and see what's going on our front porch. We have 3 types of sedums growing here happily, and one of them, the smallest one, is so cute. Look at this little guy. He was growing somewhere in shade on our property and I thought to myself, oh my goodness, let me save him and repot him and plant him out here where there is enough of sun. And he looks very lovely. He likes it here. And this one, sedum autumn joy. This sedum came with the house and it lives in this pot winter, summer, all year round. In the front of the house we have flower beds. And just look at these beautiful creeping phlox. How wonderful it hugs the ground around it. In the middle of it we planted hydrangea. This year hydrangeas did suffer from the snow. The trucks came to plow the snow, and because there was so much of it, they damaged hydrangeas a little bit. So I had to take quite a few sticks out. They were really damaged this year, but hydrangea is doing okay. Happy Nepeta Walker's Low growing here. Here we have big leaping larch. This big tree, we inherited with a house. It's quite big. I'm afraid that it's getting a little bit too top heavy, too happy, that one day after a big rain it might go down, but it has support there at the bottom. Here we have a yellow rose coming along. 2 years ago I trained roses to go on this fence, and this area gets a lot of sun. So roses are going to be very proliferous here. Look how many upward shoots are created this year. Very beautiful. Lamb's ears marching on in the garden. I think I have to restrain them a little bit. They're getting too big and too widespread. This is the entrance, the side entrance to our garden, and we have a beautiful apple tree here. It's just ready to blossom. I love when the apple tree blossoms. I think it's a very gorgeous color. Under the apple tree we have a lot of hostas, and right now hostas are just coming out of the ground. You can see it right here. And because hostas are so late coming up, I planted bleeding hearts, pink bleeding hearts, and they are just having a fun time here. Together with little vinca, I just introduced it right here. last year, and it slowly makes its way into this area. On the arbor we have a rose. I think it's a knockout rose. It's a climbing rose. A little oldie, but I gave it a good haircut this year, and I think it will be doing very well here. You see one branch I let go on this fence. I had to bend it for it to go on the fence. It will flower very well. Look how many buds it has, how many shoots it has. And all of these shoots will have a rose. Here we have tiger lilies. They like the spot. It's a semi-shady spot, but tiger lilies surprisingly are doing very well here. Now here we have the look at our garden from the side. Our David Austin rose is climbing here on this arch, and at the beginning I planted one bush only on one side, right there, and then I thought to myself, wow, it's doing so well here. I planted another bush right on this side. It's a younger bush. It's just starting to grow this year. Here under this evergreen tree, last year we had to raise the canopy because this tree is maturing fast, and the branches are really going too close to the house, so we had to cut all the lower branches and really raise up the branches up. Our kids love to play around this area. They think this is their playground, jumping on the stumps. Happy chives. I planted chives near the rose bush. I read somewhere that they really do protect rose bush from all the munching critters. I don't know if that's true in my garden, but now we harvest those chives for kitchen needs. This is a Nepeta, Walker's Low. It's a little shady for her here, but she is an old bush and she has a lot of energy to grow well here, despite the lack of sun. Now here is the latest development in the garden. It's a new development. You don't really see well what will be happening in 2 or 3 years, but there would be a boxwood hedge all the way here and all the way here. And I thought to myself, I should repeat the same circular design right here. I will do it probably later. Our lilac bush. Okay, the ball, my kids forgot to pick it up for the night. Last year I made this arch from our neighbors had to put down the tree, and I took several branches and made this arch. Our swing. On the swing, on one of the walls, I trained Magnificent Rose. It's David Austin Rose. The name of it is Generous Gardener. It's a climbing rose. Beautiful climbing rose, a big shrub. Flowers are very gentle pink, soft pink flowers. Excellent disease resistance and beautiful foliage. This area was also redesigned several years ago. It's still being settled. As you can see, the row here, boxwood row, is still merging. Those boxwoods are 4 years old, and I hope that this year they finally will merge. They just started growing, and I will start trimming them as one hedge. So these boxwoods are called, they are dwarf varieties, and they are called Green Gem. This bigger one is Green Mountain, and oh boy, he is a beauty. Just look at this healthy, beautiful foliage of this boxwood. A happy green color. Pleasure to look at and touch. I hope you enjoyed this video. I like to take a cup of coffee and go for a little morning walk around the garden. And today was a perfect timing because we had a heavy rain and everything was so wonderfully fresh. So I will see you next time, and happy gardening.